This is Randy Rosetta with HubCityPreps.com with the video edition of the Patriot Podcast, sponsored by Grease Monkey. I'm with Bailey Fillingim. Am I saying it right?
Fillingim.
Gim, okay. Well, my wife's a kindergarten teacher, so I have to get the hard G down in there. And Ava Kincaid, thank you for having a name that I know how to say. We're going to talk a little bit about basketball season, which is here. You guys have played one game or two?
2 games.
But now you get a couple players back from volleyball. You can kind of start getting into a rhythm. I said we wouldn't talk too much about last year. We will bring it up just briefly. You were two of the players that are back from that team that learned a lot along the way. Ava, what did you guys take into the offseason that has started to kind of blossom here as you guys get going again?
All off-season we worked a lot on, honestly, endurance and getting low and leadership. That was kind of something that Gillespie has repeated a bunch, even coming off of off-season, is she wants disciplined leadership. That's talking on and off the floor, making sure everyone's doing everything right all the time. And as a junior, like upperclassman, I think that's a role that I've kind of taken on this year and just kind of had help with the off-season.
Yeah, you guys have junior leaders here. You don't have senior leaders yet. That's still a year on the distance. Bailey, last year everything was new. You guys were new kids, new program. No more newness. You don't get to rely on that anymore. Is that it's going to sound weird. Is that almost a sense of relief that you don't have to go through everything the first time? You guys know what you're doing. You know Coach knows you and all that?
Yes, I would say so. It definitely is a relief. Everybody's, like, we know how to play with each other now. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses. We've worked on a lot of different offenses that are good for our personnel, and I definitely say that it's helped us throughout this year, and it's definitely a relief that not everything's new, like we have some familiarity.
There is still a little bit of new. You all have gotten older, bigger, stronger, faster. That's what young people are supposed to do. Ava, have you noticed that with you and your teammates? Have you noticed a little bit of different and just uptick in athleticism even?
I've noticed a lot of maturity mentally. I feel like last year it was kind of like it was like, oh, there was freshmen and sophomores, It was almost like people were giving us excuses, but this year it's like there's no excuse. I mean, because there's not, and it wasn't one last year. And so I think I've seen a lot of mental toughness growing in the girls, having to step up in ways that you normally wouldn't just coming into any other varsity team.
I'm glad you said that, because just walking into the school now, last year, y'all were just babies. Everybody was kind of looking around, and that lasted all year long. Now you walk in and there's almost like a sense of, okay, we're high school kids now. We're supposed to be here. How does that translate now as you get into basketball? You guys have had the benefit of watching your volleyball team the last 2 years have really good seasons. How's being a year older, being a year wiser help you guys now?
Could you repeat the question?
I know that was a long question. Just being a year older, how much does that, and being more mature? I've got a daughter at home your age, so I know she's gotten more mature as she's gotten older. How does that help you now?
It helps a lot because last year she always talks about our basketball IQ, and it's like we're running a play and something's open, but we don't see that it's open, or it's the perfect opportunity to cut, but we don't see that it's cutting. And we're a lot more mature. As she said, mentally mature too. So it definitely like helps us a lot.
Yeah, IQ is one of those things you don't realize it's getting stronger until you realize it's getting stronger. You hear a coach say something and it kind of kicks in. Yeah, now I know. How does that need to be a strength now this year? You kind of touched on it, Ava. How does that have to be? Because you guys are still, I know you're older, but you're still going to be younger than a lot of teams. And also you've stepped up a classification. You played in a really good district last year, maybe even a little bit better one this year. How does that maturity and that IQ have to be a strength for you guys?
It has to be a strength. We have a pretty tough preseason, and Coach has talked about she's going to make our preseason hard, which you have to appreciate, because even though like there's district games that aren't going to be as challenging as last year, we know that stepping into playoffs, it's not going to be. It's going to be a challenge. We're going to see really good, consistently always good like 4A teams that having a hard preseason is really going to prepare us for.
So you mentioned the word playoffs. So there's some obvious goals out there for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Bailey, as you start the season, what are those things that you have out there that you want to shoot for this year?
I'd say we really want gold balls this year. We want to win district, we want to go to playoffs, we want to go far in playoffs. That's our main goal. Last year, we didn't win, we didn't make playoffs, and so I feel like that is our main goal this year. Make it to playoffs, but before that, win district.